So about 2 weeks ago, we did a quick video talking about cine style, and I gave you guys a few examples outside vlogging, and just a couple of quick B-roll shots showing you cine style on the Canon 90D, because that's the only flat picture profile that we can get on the Canon 90D if we download it. Also in that video, I told you guys that I wasn't a huge fan of cine style, and that's mainly because I'm not really good at color grading, and I felt like cine style was like a challenge for me to color grade, and I'm just not good at it in general. So after that video, I started doing a little bit more digging, man, and playing around with my settings and so forth. And right now what you're seeing is cine style sitting right here in my office. All right, so right now what I want to kind of give you guys is just all of my settings for my camera, as well as my sliders in LumaFusion, just to kind of get you guys started on color grading your cine style footage in your office setting or your studio setting. Now, I'm not saying what you're seeing right now is the best that you can get cine style in your office. This is just as close as I feel that it can look good for me, like if that even makes sense. This is how far I got with cine style, kind of shooting here in my office. It took me a long time to even just get to this because, I had to move my lights a couple of times. I had them in different angles. It took me to adjust the ISO a lot of times and overexpose, underexpose. I mean, it just took a whole lot. But right now, what I'm going to give you guys is all of my settings in my camera, as well as my sliders in LumaFusion, just so you guys can see. All right, right now, like I said, you're seeing cine style already color graded right here, right now. Now, if I was to take this color grade off, this is what cine style would look like right here in my office. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the color grade back on right now. And again, this color grade is just something that I came up with for my office. I'm not sure if this even looks great, and that's another reason why I wanted to show it to you guys, so you can kind of give me your comments, your feedback, your thoughts, and let me know if I can take the brightness up, add some more saturation or whatever the case. Like, kind of give me your thoughts on how I can improve on cine style shooting here in my office. All right, so without further ado, I'm gonna give you guys the camera settings and my LumaFusion slider settings. All right. Now, as far as my camera settings is concerned, I want to preface this by saying that I'm not a camera nerd or a camera guru. I'm just an average individual that knows a little bit about cameras and or just enough to get me by. All right, so if I say something wrong or incorrect, correct me in the comment section. I'm open to corrections. I don't get in my feelings and stuff like that. All right, so right now I'm on the Canon 90D. I'm shooting with the Sigma 18-35. We're at 24 frames a second. We're at 1/50. Now, my ISO is set to 320, but I have a light here and a light here, and they're at about like 85%. The reason I'm shooting at 320 is because it underexposes me in cine style. I feel like if I shoot at 400 ISO, it's going to put me right in the middle as far as exposure, but it's going to look too bright. At least that's for me. So I like to underexpose myself in cine style so that in post, if I need to up the brightness, I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? Later. But 320 to me, underexposing by 1, it seems to look good to me. And another thing too is that I have an external monitor right here, which helps me take advantage of my false color, focus peaking, zebras, histograms, and all of that stuff. So if you don't have an external monitor, I highly suggest you get one, because some cameras don't have a lot of this information, but external monitors typically do. So just for, this video, I just want to let you guys know that my zebras are set to about 85%. Okay, so those are some of my settings, my lights, all of that stuff. That's just kind of like how I shoot cine style straight on like this. And right now, I'm going to go into LumaFusion and show you guys my sliders. Let's jump into LumaFusion. So here we are in LumaFusion. I have a quick clip pulled up. It's about 4 seconds long, and I'm going to run you guys through the settings really quick. All right, so we can get out of here. Now, this is cine style with no adjustments made. Right here, if you press the pencil, you can go into your settings right here. Up in the corner, this is where you store all your presets. So I have quite a few cine style presets that I was messing around with, trying to get a decent look out of cine style. So right here, I press cine style 1, and these are my 4 little settings or adjustments that I've made in order to achieve this lightly decent look in cine style. Again, you can use this as a base to get yourself started, or at least to kind of get yourself acclimated to cine style, and then you can kind of tweak and do whatever else you want to do. Again, LumaFusion doesn't have a whole lot of color grading features, but they have enough to, get something done. All right, so I got a Filmic D flat right here, and I have that set to 0.50. Now, when I turn that on, this is what it looks like right here. Next, we're gonna have just an original little preset right here, and down here, I have my brightness at 0.4. I have my contrast at 1.25. I have my saturation at 1.20, and I have my vibrance at 0.10. Highlight shadow radius is 0. Then we got the highlight amount is at 1. and then shadow amount is 0, and everything else is basically 0. And when I turn that on, this is what that looks like right there. Okay. Next, I got my sharpness. I only have my sharpness at 0.40. Once I turn that on, it just kind of gives it just enough. All right. And then last but not least, I always add like a small little vignette because I don't like the bright sides. I don't know. I just like the vignette to kind of darken my sides just a little bit because I feel like it's too bright. So my vignette, my intensity is 0.50 and my radius is 0.18. And once I turn that on, this is the final look. And that's what I get right there. So again, those are 4 quick little things you can do to CineStyle and LumaFusion to adjust CineStyle to try to get it to look like something. Again, this is just a small little baseline to start with. I'm not the best at color grading. I don't even know if this is the correct way to color grade CineStyle and LumaFusion. But again, this is just what I found after tweaking a lot of settings. I found that this can get me a picture or a color that I like. All right. There's a lot of other tools here in LumaFusion that you can use. But you know, that's what I chose. And this is what it looks like right here, as you can see. And I don't think it looks bad, man. I actually think it looks pretty decent, to be honest with you. Will I use my neutral profile or will I start to use CineStyle? I'm not 100% sure, but what I can tell you is I will use CineStyle a little bit more and try to learn how to color grade it more so that I can get myself ready for the final upgrade to Final Cut Pro, because that's what I'm going to upgrade to from LumaFusion. I'm going to go to Final Cut Pro. I'm just trying to make sure I'm ready to go to Final Cut Pro. I want to make sure that, you know, everything I'm doing in LumaFusion, you know, I've learned it all the way in and out so that when I jump over to Final Cut Pro, I won't be kind of, you know, behind the power curve with lightly knowing how to color grade and so forth and so on. So I know Final Cut Pro is going to be a little bit more intricate than this, or a little bit more challenging than LumaFusion, because I've tried it before. So I want to continue to use LumaFusion for a little bit longer. But again, this is just a baseline to get you started in CineStyle. And I know I could start rambling, so that's why I had to cut myself short right there, because I'll go on a tangent. You know what I mean? So anyway, hopefully this video has been helpful to you guys, man, in some way. And if you did find it helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's been your man, Jay, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.